This one is 15 on the sheet, and it's 36 x squared minus 1 greater than 65x. I'm supposed to solve the inequality. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this 36x squared minus 36 is greater than 65x. And you guys like to do these inequalities when they're like greater than or less than 0. Do you remember? Right. So let's make it 0. So let's subtract 65x from both sides. And if I write this in standard form, I'm going to have 36x squared minus 65x minus 36 is greater than 0. We're okay with that? Okay. So let's pull up the calculator and let's graph it. I'm going to clear that. And I'm going to go 36x squared minus 65x minus 36, and I'm going to go zoom 6. So I get this. This is going to be a parabola. I know that it's going to be a parabola because it's a quadratic expression, right? It has to be a parabola. So I don't really see much of a parabola there. If I want to see a parabola, I'm going to have to mess around with the graph. But without even seeing what the actual full graph looks like, can you tell me whether this opens up or down? It opens up, right? Okay, so if it opens up, that means it looks like that, and I can see that it's crossing the x-axis, and my x-axis is going like that. Do you ever see that? Even though I don't expand the graph all the way, that's what it's going to look like. So if I'm trying to find out where this function here is greater than 0, I can tell without even looking at the graph on the calculator that it's going to be from here, that's greater than 0, and that's greater than 0, right? Do you see what I'm talking about here? Right? So the solution to this inequality are going to be the x values from here out and the x values from here that way. Can you see that? Question? No? Can everybody see that? Is there a question on that? This is really important for this problem. We're okay? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I know it's a parabola. I know that it opens up, and I can see from here that like my vertex is down here someplace, right? So it's this long, skinny parabola. But I know that it opens up, and I know that the end behavior of a parabola is going to be up, up. So it's going to be going out that way, right? So again, ignoring the y-axis, I want to be able to draw a line from everywhere on this function where it's greater than 0. Right? And it's greater than 0 over here, too. How about this part of the function? Is it greater than 0?
No.
No. So it doesn't matter that I can draw a line there. That's not part of my domain. So all I need to do with this problem is I need to identify, well, what's that 0? And what's that 0? And if I know those two zeros, for the sake of time here, let's call this point A and call this point B, right? Then my domain, which is the answer to an inequality, is going to be a domain. Right? Then the answer to this inequality is going to be negative infinity all the way to point A. Now it says greater than, so A is not included. So I've covered now this whole section of the graph. Union, and I have to start here at B and go that way. B, comma, infinity. Does that make sense? Hi.
So that would be for all the inequality questions?
Yes. For all the inequality questions, it's going to follow the same type of a format. Figure out what the graph looks like. And then if it crosses you guys like to set it to 0. So then if you set it to 0, where it crosses the x-axis, those are the points that it's going to change from greater than to less than.
And it's always negative something and then something to finish.
Unless, this is just real quick, one second, let me just grab you for 1 second. Yardley says, is it always going to be negative infinity to something, or something and something to infinity? Not if it's not asking for greater than. If it was asking for less than. If it was asking for less than, then it would only be A, comma, B. You see, it would be, if it's asking for less than, then it would be, then our solution would be A, comma, B, because that is the part where we could draw the line to the x-axis.
And then if it's greater than equal to, if you just, it would be brackets.
Be brackets instead of parentheses. I hope I have it.
Yes.
Now, if anybody has, you guys are taking this tomorrow.